Welcome back. All right, so continuing my look at the jerseys. And the funny thing is, I'm recording this on July the 14th. So I'm recording this roughly a month before it's going live. The first two videos I did in this series, which was Vegas and Anaheim, we'll be posting the day we go on holiday. And I recorded that exactly a month before we leave. So I'm recording the videos before we leave way earlier than I did last time. Now, with Arizona, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 jerseys. However, not all of these are Arizona Coyotes. Some of these are Roadrunners. So we'll get into that first. So, Tucson, you got your home and your away. And if we ever decide to go to Tucson, which I've been told by my wife we're not, but if we ever decided to go to Tucson, if I can ever talk her into it, I'm set. So it would appear this was the third jersey they had first. This is the third jersey they had second, and I went ahead and grabbed both. This one I just got yesterday, July the 13th, from the AHL store, because I was like, okay, I'll get myself one jersey, and there you go. And I was very fortunate too in that there were no duties. Sometimes there are, sometimes there aren't. And the difference is usually if they're like, yeah, we've slapped on duties, it's usually $30 per jersey. So the fact they didn't, not too shabby. But yeah, it was between this or the Utica Devils, the new Utica Devils third, and I went with this one. I really like these jerseys a lot. So that being said, now we move into the Arizona Coyotes. Now what's interesting is the Coyotes started where they've finished so far, in that your home and away is the look of the jersey they had when they first arrived in Arizona, right? So this is the jersey that everybody disliked when they moved from Winnipeg, like all hockey fans, because we didn't want to see Winnipeg lose their team. But honestly, the Kachina has become beloved. And I still remember 2012 in Edmonton, or 2011 in Edmonton. Was it? Yeah, 2011 in Edmonton, wearing this at West Edmonton Mall, and somebody pointing and going, hey, cool jersey, and thinking to myself, all right, so we have actually entered a realm where people like this jersey. Because, yeah, it was not well liked when they first got to Arizona. So, he looked through this. We ended up with the third jersey, which is so ugly. The Space Coyote is this just... It's crazy how this became one of my favorites. Because I remember initially when it came out having kind of a WTF reaction, which I still stand by, to be honest. But now, because of Reverse Retro, we have two more of those Space Coyotes. Now, the purple one is as close to perfect as you're going to get in a Coyotes jersey, but this one I think deserves more love than it gets. And I understand people are not a big fan of this one, comparatively speaking, especially with this one. And it does kind of feel like maybe they went to the well once too often. There was talk as well about a third jersey, which could have this design as well. Thankfully, that did not take place. Because, again, it does feel like, okay, you've done 3 different color schemes now with this idea. Maybe give it a rest. But this is nicer than it gets credit for, which is interesting because if I do actually put together the countdown this year, which I'm still debating, because it's a lot. It's so much easier to do a countdown when you have like 50 jerseys, which when the channel started out, I had like, I don't know, 45, 50. It was easy to do a countdown. All right, so I'm trying to go somewhat in chronological order, somewhat kind of, sort of. This one, I really like the running Coyote. I'd like to see them do some kind of a throwback to this. This is my Shane Doan. I got this from Custom Throwback Jerseys. Custom Throwback Jerseys appears to do kit jerseys for some, but not for all. This is definitely the real deal. This is not a kit jersey. Some of the CCMs, some of the older ones, definitely kit jerseys. Sadly, they aren't transparent about which ones are and which ones aren't. So when I do countdowns, I basically do not include the kit jerseys there. This one will be included though, because this is definitely kit, the way that's sewn on, but that's a whole other argument for a whole other time. All right, getting into these ones. So these ones here, when they went to the Yawning or Howling Coyote, and again, to me it looks like it's yawning. But yeah, this is your Ed Jovanovski. This one I got, of course, from Cool Hockey, or not Cool Hockey, from Full Moon Jerseys. This is a Mike Smith. And again, why would I get a Mike Smith? because it was 40 bucks. This was 40 bucks. This was 60 bucks. And now, of course, it's getting tougher and tougher to find deals on those jerseys. So then we've got this one here. This is where they decided with Reebok to get rid of the stripes on the bottom. I'm not a fan. Never been a fan of removing stripes from the bottom of jerseys. To me, it kind of makes them look like pajama tops. And then you've got the home and away that they moved away from when they went back to the Kachina, which does have a stripe on the bottom. The maroon stripe on the bottom here, the black stripe on the bottom here. And they're okay. Yeah, they're okay. I understand why they switched back to Kachina. I'd like to see these not fully retired, though. I'd like to see these come out of retirement here and there, especially this one. I think this one's really, really sharp. I thought they got it right. That's the funny thing. When they went back to the Kachina, I was like, but they finally got it right. And then, last but not least, the thing de resistance, this Arizona Coyotes jersey right here. Absolutely, I know that there are a lot of people who don't like it. I do. I think that it's well done, and I'm not a word mark fan, and don't take a drink every time I say that when I'm talking about jerseys. You will die. But this jersey, considering the word mark, if that's a detractor, and it kind of is, I like the geckos in here. I think that's nice. I do. I think that's fun right in the neckline. Although I've always wondered, like, okay, so that being in the neckline, nobody sees it while you're wearing it. So why are we taking the fun stuff and putting it on the inside of the neckline? But I like the outline. I like this. I think that's really nice. I totally get why they were wearing these at the draft, because I think with Arizona jerseys, this is nice. The colors work. I do think that if they had some form of the running Coyote on the front of this, I think people would have liked it more, but that's me. So yeah, Arizona Coyotes. Not a whole lot of other explaining to do, because most of these are home and aways. And again, the Space Coyote, there are 3 of them now. Will there be a 4th Space Coyote? What was the color that the 4th one was rumored to be? Was it maroon or was it white? At any rate, we didn't get another Space Coyote. That just turned out to be a rumor. And now that I've said it, now we'll get a Space Coyote next year. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.